Hello, gorgeous. Welcome back to yet another edition of our podcast, A Not So Quiet Place. My name is Pamela Mbuyana, and I'd like to thank each and every single person who's liked, commented, shared, and subscribed to our page on all our streaming platforms. And I encourage you to, if you have not subscribed, to please do subscribe. As per usual, I'm not the only one here. I'm with my co-host, Fundo.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode. It's our 4th episode, man. I hope you guys are still with us, hey? Still with us, hey? Right? Okay, cool. Yeah, for our 4th episode, hey, we here to speak about something that we use every day, like every single day. We wake up with it's pretty much our newspapers at this point, every time we wake up in the morning. So yeah, today we talking about social media, hey?
Yes, indeed, we are talking about social media. And it's funny that you said it's something that we use every single day, because rewind it to maybe 10 years ago, we weren't using social media every single day. And I was looking at how social media started, and social media is only 27 years old. The social media that we know, the internet is a bit older, but the social media, not 27, I'm lying. It should be.
You have to count MySpace, because those were like the
2002
entry
era.
Yeah, those were like the entry into it.
The first social media sites, it's only 24 years old, I'm lying. It was a site called 6degrees.com. It was launched in 1997. So in 95, there was no such a thing as waking up, getting on your phone, social media. And now, as we have it in the world, there are 3.5 billion people online. 3.5 billion people online, and there's 7.7 billion people in the world. So that means more than 2/3 of the world is on social media, which is why we decided to do this topic of social media and instant gratification, and how harmful that is to us as the youth more than anything, and more especially children coming after us. I'm a 2000. Okay, guys. So, Spundo, what was your first social media platform that you were on, and how old were you when you're on it? It's like the proper one, where you felt like,
I think I can remember how old I was, but I would say I started with Tumblr.
Really?
Yeah, but Tumblr was more like a blog thing, and I was quite interested in how it was. Well, maybe at that time it was because I was studying IT, so it felt a bit more like something I would gravitate towards as I was learning to like code websites and stuff. Yeah, so my first one was it was Tumblr. From Tumblr, I moved on to like Twitter and Facebook. Yeah.
Wait, so you're trying to tell me you never had Mixit?
Oh yeah, I had Mixit. But the thing is, Mixit is way different compared to the likes of Facebook and Twitter. Mixit sort of feels more like a chat. It was a chat room basically.
Feels like WhatsApp.
It's pretty much WhatsApp. So that thing is, for me, I don't count WhatsApp. It is part of social media, but it's like an app that I can easily use without being affected by things that I see there, compared to like how I would see things and on Twitter and Facebook, and how sometimes I might internalize those things, you know. So that's what I would say. And you?
For me, I would definitely say it was Mixit. Mixit was the app that I felt like, okay, I'm on social media. And it didn't even feel like a thing, because at that time, there were restrictions to phone usage at home. So we wouldn't be able to use a phone for a whole week. And then every Friday after school, you get your phone back. But that was my social media. That green button online, the busy, and you're dating your little boyfriend, and you guys are both busy at the same time. So everybody knew that you are official when you're busy at the same time. So that was definitely my site. And then after that came BBM. And then from there on, it's just been downhill. And I think I was around about 15 15, 16 when I started on social media. And yeah, then it progressed from there onwards.
Yeah.
It progressed from there onwards. And since we are discussing the topic of instant gratification and social media, what would you say instant gratification is, and why is it harmful, and why do we need to be more aware of things like that?
I would say like instant gratification is us wanting to be, in my own opinion, in my own view, I would say it's more about us wanting to have certain material things in life, like instantly, without actually having to be patient about getting them. So we see certain things on social media and we're like, oh, this person has this thing, I also want to have that thing, you know. We see I would say that's what it is, and it's harmful because then it creates this culture of where we want things to be available to us, as in right now, you know. We don't really want to spend time and be patient in terms of, like, say for example, I want to be able to create certain things. So I don't have the patience to learn that skill and take the time that is needed to actually fully learn that skill and put it in my bio as I'm a content creator.
Because I want it all. I want it now.
Yeah,
Yes.
Exactly. So I think that counts as instant gratification. The fact that we are able to, like, tell ourselves that this is what we are, but we haven't really put in the work in terms of what it takes to actually gaining that thing that we say we have. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And how do you feel that social media, what is the connection between social media and instant gratification for you?
I think the connection between those two is that we tend to see things that people already have. So people tend to show us what is it that they've gained, but we don't really know their lives. So we're like, we don't really know the process. We don't really know their story, as in how much did they actually put in the work to actually get to where they are. So we also want those things, as in right now, as I'm seeing it from someone else having it. So now it creates that thing on me, on myself personally. It creates that thing that I also want to have those things now, you know. But I don't really know the struggle of that person. I don't really know what that person has been through for them to be able to gain what they have, you know, the material things that they have, because clearly we've become a materialistic society.
Very.
Very.
It's even to the point that even if you try to combat, like, the materialism and say, guys, remember things aren't only about materialism. It's like, it's because you broke.
Yeah.
That's why you're talking like that. Which, yes, money is important. We're not going to put that aside. But
yes.
As Drake said, money isn't everything.
Yeah, it isn't everything.
But not having money is everything.
I guess, yeah. Pretty much.
That's not exactly how you said it. Drake fans, please don't come for me. But he said that.
He said something along those lines.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for me, instant gratification, it's actually a term that refers to the temptation and a resulting tendency to forgo a future benefit in order to obtain something less rewarding but with immediate benefits. So, for example, let's say you are on a diet, right? And you need to eat clean, basically. But then, you look at the fridge and you can see that chocolate brownie in the fridge. And then you know that at the end of the day, you want to have a six-pack. You need to have that six-pack. But then that brownie says, I'm here, eat me now. That's exactly what happens with social media, basically. So instant gratification and social media happens like that, because with social media, when you get the likes, when you get the retweets, when you get the posts and everything, it actually releases a chemical in your brain called dopamine and oxytocin. Dopamine is the feel-good chemical, and then oxytocin is the cuddle chemical. So it releases two very critical chemicals. So when you tweet something and you get like 3 likes, or if you post a picture on Instagram and everybody's saying, "Ooh, you look so cute," those chemicals get released and you get addicted to that, because who doesn't want to feel good? Who doesn't want to feel like I am it? That's why we literally praise ourselves on social media. We put ourselves on platforms on Instagram showing our best foot forward at all times. And that is so detrimental, because it teaches us to not only put ourselves on such a heavy pedestal, not put in the work, first of all, because we also spend so much time looking at other people, what other people are doing, how they are doing, and we forget that people only put out the best on social media, which is understandable. I mean, who wants to put out bad imagery of themselves? But at the same time, we never know what's in the foreground. We only see what's here in front of us. We never see in the background. You never see what's in the background, and that is so damaging, especially to us people coming up, because we are literally at the point in time where we think if you are 25 and you're not married and you don't have a car, not even any car, you don't have a Bentley, you don't have $1 million, you don't have whatever else it may be, you failed, which leads to suicide rates and depression and anxiety, and the list is endless. It's endless. So with that being said, why do you think our generation is heavily dependent on social media, and what are the implications of that?
I think we all dependent on social media for connectivity. It allows us to be able to connect to not just our friends, but also people who share the same values and beliefs as us. It allows us to feel like I guess it created a new society, an online society. Now we have an online society where we feel more connected, where we feel like our ideas are heard. Because majority of us, for example, yourself, I'm not really a person who goes out much, but on social media, I can be anyone,
True.
Because I can easily find people with the same, whom I believe share the same thoughts as I do, in the comfort of my own home, without having to be out there, to put myself out there and be judged based on my appearance or how I look, So it created this online society where we feel a sense of belonging, which is good, because as humans, we like that, we enjoy that, we like the idea. We are social creatures by nature, So we have to feel a sense of belonging. We like being in places that makes us feel like that. So I think that is the biggest thing why we're so heavily dependent on social media. But then when you think about it, being so heavily connected, it's not really that good, because we need to be able to be by ourselves every now and then, and be able to think on our own without having to look at everyone's thoughts. So being constantly connected, you create this thing where you are constantly having everyone's thoughts, everyone's voice in your head. Because think about it, when you read tweets, when you read what someone writes on Facebook, in a way, you're not reading it in your voice. It's like someone's voice is in your head. Because you're reading their thoughts. So that's the biggest implication I feel like it has on us, that it creates this sense that maybe connectivity is not really such a good, heavy connectivity is not really such a good thing.
That is crazy that you said that. It's having somebody's thoughts in your head, because you know what we do? We scroll and we think, it's nothing. But basically, those thoughts are being imprinted in your brain some way, somehow. And if, for example, you are following negative people, I've noticed when I watch Love and Hip Hop, next thing, I have the same accent, child. Next thing, my mentality is the same. And we don't even realize that, because You wake up in the morning, the first thing you do, you take your phone, scroll, before you even had time to yourself.
Yeah.
To like...
time to actually adjust that, okay, I'm awake. So, and actually plan your day. You don't find yourself planning your day in the morning. You find yourself more, you want to be connected as soon as you wake up. You want that distraction as soon as you wake up.
And then you become like a reactive person instead of somebody who actually sits and thinks.
Yeah.
You're not like proactive in a sense, like you're reactive to everything. Because what's this teaching us? Like everything, subscribe, you react. And in life, you end up being a reactive person. That is actually so crazy. The psychology of this is actually so crazy, which is why they spend so much money on studying the psychology to get us onto social media even more. Which is why I remember with BBM, with the Blackberries, that you had that flashing light button thingy. They actually put that in on purpose so that it could flash so much so that you always on your phone. You're always checking your phone. You always... That is crazy.
Yeah, when you think about it, what BlackBerry started with that little red light that you're talking about, it created a society where we pretty much are a generation that reacts to notifications. Like
notification.
Like soon as my phone goes, that's it. I'm there. I jump to it. You're
no longer even focusing on the task at hand.
Yeah.
You don't care.
Yeah. We are easily distracted by notifications. Now we're living in this society, as you said. It started with BlackBerry, but now it's everywhere now. And on every phone we have notifications, because somehow notifications help us remember things.
Something.
They don't really help us remember things. They just want our attention.
Exactly.
They just want our attention.
It's funny you say that, because I realized that with social media, I used to be a reader. I used to enjoy reading so much. I read to the point where in a week I would read maybe a 1,000-page book, like 3,000-page books in a week. I would be reading, and my memory is amazing. Photographic memory, everything. I was just that child that I didn't even listen in class, because I knew that I don't need to listen in class. I can just go home one day, take the textbook, read the whole textbook back to front, and I remember every single page as it is.
Yeah.
Ask Pam if she can do that now.
Can you?
No. And I've realized it's because I'm always reading short form things on Twitter. I spend a lot of time on Twitter, so I'm always reading short form things on Twitter. And now I struggle with memory. I struggle with so many things that I used to be quite great at. Even my speech, I used to be very eloquent, if I do say so myself. But because of the language I read on social media, which is where I'm always on, it's changed. It's crazy. And I think our generation is heavily dependent on social media, as you said, because we are social creatures. And social media allows us to connect. It allows us to connect to people. It's not all bad. Many amazing things have come out of social media. I mean, we live in a global world now, which I do think is good and as bad at the same time, because I think we'd be good without learning some traits that we've learned from elsewhere. I think we would be very good with that. And then the traits that we would not be good with that. And it's a psychology. Basically, it's a psychology, because social media allows you to put your best foot forward. It allows you to portray the best of your life. And it's egotistical. It's egotistical. And the way our phones are made makes it so hard for us to not be on social media. And it's dangerous to your mental health, first and foremost. Your mental health, it's very dangerous to your mental health, because I would find myself in dark places all because I was on Instagram comparing myself to somebody else. And I'd find myself in very dark places because of that. And being addicted, this is basically a drug. It's basically a drug. And being addicted, if I'm able to get addicted to my phone, I can get addicted to alcohol. I can get addicted to this. It's just a domino effect.
Endless process, yeah.
You know, it's an endless process, and it starts with something so tiny as social media, and the rise of depression, of anxiety, of suicide because of social media is great. It is huge. So many children don't even make it to 20.
Yeah.
They don't make it to 20.
So you're talking about how it has affected us, you know, how it has actually infiltrated our lives and took our attention, but now we are more of a sad generation than ever.
A sad generation, my dog.
That's what it is. When people talk about a sad generation, I think social media has a huge effect on why we say we are a sad generation. We are constantly comparing ourselves to everyone on social media, and the majority of the time, the thing is also, we don't realize the effect that social media has on us.
Yes, we take it so lightly.
We don't. We think it's normal for us to be constantly on social media.
It's not.
Like, can you possibly tell me you can spend 3 hours alone without touching your phone and checking your notification and checking your social media?
No, I can't, unless I'm like, okay, I'm off social media and I boycott it.
Yeah.
Because I've done that for like 3 months and I was just like, I'm done. I'm sorry.
So maybe it's important for us to do a tech detox. Okay?
Yes.
I wouldn't say a tech detox, but also a social media detox.
Social media detox more than anything.
Yeah.
Social media is dangerous if used in a manner where
you're not fully aware.
Yes, and it's taking over your life. It's taking over your life. I mean, I saw this other thing the other day where this lady posted on Valentine's that her boyfriend had got her this whole thingy. He planned this whole romantic thing for him, flowers, everything. It turns out she's just doing it for the gram. She got everything herself.
That is scary.
But that's the reality. I would find myself sometimes maybe posting something that I wouldn't have posted, but because I need to flex for social media to say, hey, Pam is living too.
Yeah.
I'm posting it. I'm there.
Maybe social media has made us overly romanticize everyday things about our lives. Like like as you said, like we take certain things, now we just do certain things for ourselves and we post it up as if someone else did it for us.
Exactly. I mean, something as simple as going to Starbucks, guys. Does the whole world need to know that you are at Starbucks having coffee? Because it's an aesthetic, right?
Aesthetics.
It's an aesthetic. it's your social media currency.
Yeah.
Because we even judge people on your Instagram page doesn't look very clean and all that type of stuff.
It has to have a certain layout to it.
You know?
It has to look a certain way, and the colors have to be a certain color scheme.
And then some people end up not even living like. Have you ever been around people on people's Instagram?
No.
People who, when you out,
they're just on their phone the whole night. Oh my god, I would lose my mind, honestly. But that's what it is. That's how much effect it has now in our lives. That we've literally recording everything. Constantly recording everything. Yeah.
Even funerals. I mean, the coffin is going down. Guys.
Why are we going live for a coffin, bro?
I understand with COVID, it's been very difficult for people to lay their loved ones to rest, and we had to do live streams of funerals, crazy times.
Yeah.
But outside of that, what was the reason?
Yeah.
What was the reason?
Like, seriously. But guys, honestly, as much as they are bad effects, they are good effects of social media.
Definitely.
When used correctly for social causes, you know, certain things where we are able to unite together. Because take, for example, in South Africa, we all live in different provinces, but you find that we're affected by the same things. For example, GPV, we are able to have those discussions online. But honestly, those discussions are still so limited because the majority of men still don't want to accept that they are actually perpetrators of of GPV, you know. And those social causes are so important because they allow us to have those conversations. We need to be more open to those conversations. And if we use social media as that platform where we discuss such things while we are all in different provinces, I feel like that's how we actually make change in our society, you know. So it's not all bad. Yeah, it's not all bad.
And I wanted to add this, sorry to interject. The thing with discussions online, they're never really discussions, they're always arguments.
Yes.
Nobody,
it's always fighting.
A few people actually take the time and have to think, and also have the grace of being able to teach someone in a polite manner and not shove it down their throats. So you'll find people, they're just fighting with one another, and they both have valid points.
Yeah.
But the way that they're choosing to go about it isn't gonna help with anything. Then it becomes, it's a useless cause now, because that's why a lot of people say, Twitter is so negative and people don't want to be on Twitter, when Twitter is the greatest for me, guys. Check the people you follow.
Twitter is a good platform if used correctly.
Yes.
To actually open up these discussions, because I feel like honestly we need to have these discussions more, but not in a manner of no one is here to fight anyone. We are all here because we want to actually discuss these things and come up with solutions, or come up with ways to move forward and actually make sure that we make better societies. Because if you look at it, that's what social media is about. It's about us actually being able to socialize and actually come up with solutions, come up with ways to move forward.
Yes. And I would also say that another great thing of social media is it's really helped people with their businesses. It has definitely helped people with their businesses, and I'm at the stage in time in my life where if you are not using social media to create anything or to promote anything, there is no need for you to be on social media that much. Granted, I'm guilty. I love the memes. I'm for the memes. That's for, just a little bit
light-hearted
humor.
Yeah.
But there is no reason for you to be on there that much if you're not creating anything, if you're not promoting your business, even if your business doesn't have to be about social media. There's no need for you, because all you're going to do is you're going to waste your time. You're going to slowly fall into a depression, slowly slip into an anxiety, and you could use that time to gain a valuable skill. I mean, you could learn how to read if you don't know how to read properly. You could learn how to write. You could learn how to cook in that time. You could do so much, work out in that time. And I feel like we need to get to a point in time where we realize that we are captive to these things, and we need to take it back. So
let's give our viewers like a certain things that we feel might help them maybe see if they are actually addicted to social media or not, eh? So what would you say on your side?
It's the blind leading the blind, huh?
I mean, there are like, for me, there are simple things you can do. Like, for example, I would challenge anyone to, for a day, just switch off all your notifications. So that way you and be able, like, I feel like if you switch off your notifications, you are able to control your time. You are able to control, maybe leave the WhatsApp notifications, I would say. But everything else, just switch them off for a day and see how that feels for you.
You know what? I've actually done that, and you know what happened?
Yeah.
I still got notifications.
How?
I don't know how. I was so confused. I literally switched off notifications. I went to the specific apps, switched off the data. I still got notifications. That's when I was like, this is the devil's work. This is the devil's work. At this point, the only thing that's going to work is airplane mode, which you can't do.
You can't, yeah.
But so that's a great tip. That's a great tip.
So what would you suggest anyone does to maybe lessen the effect that social media has on their lives, especially for someone who easily get like anxious and stuff when it comes to like seeing certain things on social media?
I would say don't start your day with social media. Learn maybe for 30 minutes, the first 30 minutes when you wake up. 30 minutes, try 30 minutes, no phone. And then don't charge your bed, what I do, or I'm trying not to do. Don't charge your phone on like right next to you. Because firstly, that phone emits harmful rays. Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
That phone emits harmful rays, firstly. Second of all, it makes it so much easier. I mean, you wake up, the alarm goes off, you reach for your phone. First things first, you're on Facebook, you're on Twitter and Instagram, and then you see something that makes you so upset, and then that's your whole day
That's
gone.
your whole day gone, yeah.
Gone. So don't sleep with your phone charging next to you on the bed. I would say for first 30 minutes, just be in your head, listen to your heart, listen to your spirits, listen to your body in the morning. And this is not a weird one, but I'd say go on a fast. Fast from food and social media for try like a day.
A day
or two. A day.
Yeah.
Fast from food and social media. You'll see that you'll forget about the social media when you're hungry.
You'll think about food.
You will forget, and then as time goes by, you'll learn how to incorporate that into your daily lives. And
how often do you do it?
That
Take a break from social media.
Quite often.
Yeah.
Quite. And you?
Yeah, I usually I do it like after every 3 months. I would take like at least a week off and just ease myself and just be able to like go back and read. As much as I don't have a large amount of like physical books, but I usually keep like PDFs and stuff in terms of like books, and I usually like read before bedtime. Instead of going on social media, I usually just change that and just take the 15 minutes out of my day to just read before I sleep. Yeah.
And
those are like the little things that I would say I do. Yeah.
And how much lighter does that make you feel?
I feel, at first I used to miss it. I used to miss social media. I wouldn't go a day without going back to it. But now I'm so used to it that I would literally spend like probably 30 minutes of my day on social media, and the rest is just I'm just by myself, being occupied by whatever that I have to do, whatever it is that I have to take care of, and I just check in every now and then. But other than that, I feel like now it doesn't really have that big hold on me. And also in terms of like my notifications, I limit how much notifications I get. Take for example Twitter. I muted all my notifications for Twitter, because I was like,
I should mute notifications.
It's a way of cleaning up this whole thing of being the notification error. Like bloop, I'm already on my phone. So to stop that, I've already switched off like notifications on certain apps, especially social media apps, because I don't want them to tell me when to go online, I want to be able to control my time and say, okay, I want to go and check what's happening now,
That's interesting. And if you have an iPhone, for the future, you will get your screen time, because it's screen time, and it shows you how much time you actually spend on your phone. And when I saw those 9 hours, I was like, wow, this is not normal.
Yeah. I think that's a very important point you're raising there. Being able to keep tab of how much time you spend on social media, and screen time really does a great thing about like categorizing it and showing you how much time do you actually spend being productive on your phone. If you know that maybe you are not really the person who can like leave their phone unattended to. So maybe try and be a person who reads on social media. Most people don't even go to, so like take for example Twitter. You are able to read like different articles from different sources and be able to like inform yourself and not just be a thing of where you just watch people bully each other.
Because that also has an effect on your mental health.
Exactly.
I think we're so oblivious of how much these things actually have a grip on us and affecting us. And going forward into the future, we don't, like, social media isn't old enough for us to know the real, true and long-lasting effects. And we're only going to see that from the kids that were born in 2000. Moving onwards, who really have grown up in this era, and how it's even changing their genetics and their neurological wiring in their brains. It's changing so many things in these children, and I think it's got to a point where it's sad, and we need to understand that life is a marathon, man. It's not a sprint. Even though we want it to be a sprint, it's a marathon. And we need to ease off social media, and we need to understand instant gratification and see why it's so harmful for us, and be able to combat that as people, because we are not doing bad. I mean, we're a generation that's growing up facing so much adversity, and for the people around me, I'm proud of everyone. I'm proud of everyone, and I'm sure that every person listening here has people around them that they're proud of how much they've had to go through, but they're still our eyes. Maya Angelou vibes.
So thank you guys for listening. This is where we end it for today, but that's not really the end of the discussion. So hit us up on our social media. Let us know what you think, and also let us know if you try out detoxing social media for a day, or at least for like 12 hours, guys. If you can't try it out for a day, try at least like 12 hours. Maybe you'll be aware of the effects it has on your life, you know. And then don't just detox and then replace that time with something productive, something that you can see results in, and something that is goal driven. Or you can take a nap, but do something that you can actually see the progress of and see the results of, because now you're going to shift that dopamine energy, that feel good energy that you got from social media, into doing something that's actually progressive for you. And baby steps aren't, they're not bad. Baby steps are amazing. That's how you build an empire. Guys, definitely.
Come on.
So thank you guys for listening. Let's continue the conversation over on our social media pages. See you next time.
Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for everybody who's liked, shared, commented, and subscribed. Please share this with your friends, and if you feel yourself dealing with any problems that you feel are affecting you mentally, we do advise you to please see a therapist or speak to somebody who is close to you, who you can actually speak to, who has an understanding of these things. And we pray that everybody is doing well at this time, and we hope that you join in for another episode of A Not So Quiet Place podcast. My name is Pamela Viana, and
I'm Sfundum Gurdy.
And we're out.
Cheers, guys.